Tonight, Lake Erie Speedway, we present to you, by the grace of God and 600 horsepower, rolling on Hoosiers, fueled by Sunoco, it's the Race of Champions Modified Series, far wide for you race fans. Jim Moss has the green flag in hand. Darren Shearer and Scott Wiley on the front row. Wiley's pulling out of line even before we go green. Off of corner number 4, the green flag is out for the Lake Erie 75 presented by Jim Moss Builders. We will call that off.
Yellow flag back out, yellow flag out.
So we'll take another crack at it. It's now Shearer and Hirschman on the front row. Pace truck into the infield. Your Grand Marshal, Jim Moss, looks the field over as we start to pick up the pace. The Race of Champions Modified Series, Lake Erie 75 will take the green flag. And Matt Hirschman taking the benefit of Wiley pulling out. He'll take the lead down the back straightaway here on lap number 1. They're 2x2x2, 3 rows deep behind your leaders. Hirschman leads lap 1 in front of Shearer. Leedy will go to 3rd. Then it's Emmerling, Catalano, Koshnosh, and Jankowiak. Shearer now tries to get to the inside of Hirschman over in turn 2. He'll tuck back in line. Leedy to 3rd, Catalano to 4th. Now Jankowiak trying to go around Emmerling to move into the top 5. Hirschman will set the pace here early on. It is Matt Hirschman out in front. Top 4 quickly gets single file. Then they're 2x2, 2 rows deep. As Emmerling bobbles a bit on a 2. Jankowiak now tries to force him down into turn 3. As Jankowiak tries to move into that 5th position. And it looks like he might have Emmerling cleared down the front straightaway. He does. Hosfeld now going to suit up alongside Emmerling. As Emmerling's dropped a couple of spots here in the opening laps. Hosfeld to the outside. George Scora with him on that outside groove. As Emmerling and Hosfeld now side by side. Here's Tommy Catalano now making moves early on again. As Leedy now has a problem getting on a 2. Catalano trying to clear him down the back straightaway. Catalano down on the bottom. He'll move into 3rd. Leedy to 4th. Jankowiak, Hosfeld, Emmerling, Scora. It's Matt Hirschman showing the way, but not running away from the field just yet. Very early in this race, too. Matt is very good at conserving tires. He knows what kind of pace to set. Here's 6 laps in. Tommy Catalano, though, he is not wasting time. He tried inside. Now he's gone to the outside off of 2, trying to go around Darren Shearer for the number 2 spot. They get wheel to wheel here off of turn 4. Catalano and Darren Shearer side by side. Up on that second line, which seemed to be the faster way around here at Lake Erie. Will he clear him down the backstretch? No, Shearer hangs tough. But now he's down on the bottom. Catalano does clear Shearer now for 2nd. He'll try and work after Hirschman. Now Jankowiak goes bonds out of the bottom into turn 1, trying to get a run on Mike Leedy for 4th. Here's Jankowiak again, charging deep into turn 3. He makes contact with Leedy over in turn 4. They're side by side for that 4th position. Jankowiak forcing Leedy up the racetrack. Now both cars get a little loose off of 2. Chuck Hosfeld right behind them. Then it's Scora and Emmerling side by side. And again, Leedy and Jankowiak. Hosfeld might go 3 wide with them now into turn 1.
Oh my,
Hosfeld down on the apron. Rubs Nerf bars with Jankowiak. And the hot shoe goes 2 for 1 with a big move through turns 1 and 2.
Unbelievable move. Early in this race, unbelievable stuff, David.
The hot shoe used the apron to pull that one off. Now George Scora lines up behind him. Now Hosfeld going to force Jankowiak up the track. That's going to allow George Scora to crack the top 5 for the first time tonight. Meanwhile, Hirschman and Catalano have started to open things up. They're nose to tail. They have got over a 1.5 advantage over Darren Shearer. Matt Hirschman runs 15.2 seconds. Tommy Catalano just a tick quicker and 0.3 of a second off the back bumper of Hirschman right now. Your top 5, nearly identical lap times to your top 5 cars in the running order right now. 20 laps are in. Hirschman and Catalano storming away from the field. Everybody really settling in. Your top 10, 12 cars, single file. First battle for positions between Amy Catalano and Brian Sherwood for about 13th place. Problems for Darren Shearer. Something coming off the 3 car. He's smoking or leaking. The third place car at Darren Shear. Something has gone wrong.
Looks like a tire might be down, Dave.
And caution is going to come out because Shear might be he is definitely dropping a trail of fluid around the racetrack. We're going back to green with Hirschman and Catalano on the front row. 22 laps are in, 53 to go. And Jankowiak spun the tires as we go back to green. The 12 got kicked sideways as they were coming up to speed. And Jankowiak's got his hands full trying to stay in the top 5. Mike Leedy to his outside. Skora and Hosfelder wheel to wheel for third as your lead duo quickly gets single file. Here is Catalano now taking a peek to the inside of your leader, Matt Hirschman. George Skora trying to make this a three-way dance. Then it's Hosfeld, Leedy, Jankowiak, Koshnash double wide behind the top 3. George Skora right in line with Tommy Catalano. Hirschman leads the charge. Now Hosfeld to 4th, Leedy to 5th, then it's Jankowiak, Koshnash for 6th. You've got Zane Ziner right there as well. We're at the 1/3 mark, 25 in, 50 to go. Catalano. 35 laps to go, 40 is on the scoreboard. Matt Hirschman not bobbling a bit, but Tommy Catalano is right there, chasing him down here off of turn 4. Oh, Carl Hare pushed way up the racetrack over in turn 4. Amy Catalano right behind him, and he's got Tyler Ripkema and Patrick Emmerling trying to reel them in for spots number 9 and 10. Here's Catalano now. Tommy Catalano looking to the inside of Hirschman. We're getting down to a 30-lap shootout here very soon, and I think Catalano starts to realize that as he's starting to turn up the pressure on Matt Hirschman. They're about a straightaway ahead of George Skora. It's nearly 2 seconds from Hirschman back to Skora. And Skora is actually a 1/10 of a second faster than Hirschman and Catalano, as he made up a little bit of time on that lap. Matt Hirschman and Tommy Catalano continue to pace this field. Working lap number 45. It'll be 30 to go when they come back around. Here's Catalano looking to the low lane over in turn 4. 30 laps left. And George Skora is catching your leaders. It was almost 2 seconds. Skora's got it down to 1.2 seconds now with 25 laps to go. Still time if Skora's saving anything left to reel in Matt Hirschman and Tommy Catalano. And Skora's definitely pressing the issue now. He's making up a lot of ground. If he was saving anything in the Hoosiers, he has pulled it out. 1.1 seconds now for Skora to make up with less than 25 laps to go. He must have saw that 50 on the scoreboard and said it's go time, because here he comes. 20 to go for Matt Hirschman and Tommy Catalano and George Skora. They've got the 40 machines of Bookmiller and Rott, though, to deal with here through 3 and 4. And this could be tricky as Rott leans over. Bookmiller now going to squeeze. They got to go 3 wide into turn 1. Tommy Catalano has a tiptoe around the outside. And now they're side by side in front of Skora. That's not what George needed right now. He'll get around Rott, now trying to get around Bookmiller. 18 laps are left, and now Matt Hirschman's got some clean racetrack in front of him. We'll see what he can do. Skora is closing in. He is with it a car length now at Tommy Catalano. 16 laps left. Matt Hirschman down to about 15.5 seconds on the speed. So you see they've lost over a half a second since the drop of the green flag. As Skora now working the bottom. Can he find a way around Tommy Catalano? He's got 15 laps left to do something. Hirschman's got about his biggest lead of the night on Tommy Catalano, and it's only 0.4 of a second. As Skora is there, he is really gaining ground going into turn 3. That's where he drives it in the hardest. Right down on the bottom. Those left side Hoosier tires right on the yellow stripe as he enters turn number 1. Your leaders now coming up on Darrell Lewis Jr., who's having an off night in the 10 car. 13 laps to go. Now Hirschman has opened up 0.6 of a second on Tommy Catalano, as Hirschman seems to be opening up on Catalano. Catalano now going to have to deal with Skora for second as we're down to 12 to go. This has been a long green flag run, almost 50 laps straight without a caution here. with 5 to go. Butch Williams displays a fistful of fingers. 5 laps left for Matt Hirschman. Right down on the bottom. He is pulling away from Tommy Catalano. Comes up on the lap car of Brian Sherwood. 4 laps to go. Parallel flags in the air for Matt Hirschman. He's got nearly a second lead now over Catalano. He's got Carl Hare and Brandon Ultra dead ahead, but they shouldn't put up much of a fight as the white flag is in the air. Final go round for Matt Hirschman. He sets sail into turn number 1. Carl Hare going to lay over for Hirschman. Is into turn 3. Checkered flag being readied. And big money, Matt Hirschman's going to win the Lake Erie 75 presented by Jim Moss Builders. Catalano, Skora, Hosfeld holds off Leedy for 4th, then Koshnosh, Jankowiak, Ziner, Ripkema, Emmerling. Ladies and gentlemen, your Lake Erie 75 winner, Matt Hirschman.
Yeah, it was a true test for the car, being able to get out front, and Tommy ran me hard. I didn't know if we were running too hard that like last year's race played out where Will kind of come on there at the end, and this one was a little bit different, a lot longer green, so it was a real test for the car. It was very good. I still probably could make a few changes knowing we're going to run more laps here at the end of the year, and pit stops and everything involved. Yes, I wanted to keep going. And I was able to gain a little gap there late, so I just wanted to keep it going. But Tommy's young and he's going to be hungry to get his first win, so I don't blame him for running as hard as he can. We were able to hold him off when we needed to, and had enough to just gain a little gap at the end.
Track. Yeah, I was. At the beginning, I was early, and I figured, well, I'm still good. Now's my time to pass him, because I knew at the end he wasn't going to give it up easy, and I just couldn't get around him there early without getting into him, so I followed him and tried to get him to screw up, and he kept hitting it lap after lap, and at the end I just got a little bit too free, but to come home second, it's still green.
Yeah, we figured we get by Chuck, we could have a good run just pacing ourselves between the 54 and the 60. I feel like they were pushing each other pretty hard, so the spotter kept telling me there was clear behind, so we just kept backing it off, hoping for a caution, but we never got that caution, so we had to turn up the wick with 25 to go. We caught him, but just it was a little too loose for us, but it was a good run for us, and a great night for Lake Erie Speedway, and hopefully we continue on forward this year.
Yeah, I'm sure you've got some good notes for the 250 now as well.
Yeah, we're going to be looking forward to coming back here. More laps, a couple pit stops, we're going to dial this thing in for the 250.
And I know tonight, extra special, the Loretto family, very close friends with your family, makes tonight extra special too.
Yeah, Pete was always a great guy for our family, and taught me a bunch of stuff, great teacher, and miss him.